You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Friday, October 10th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here's what's happening. A digital ID system proposal has been introduced in the United Kingdom, but not without pushback and controversy. It's being compared to China's social credit system. Some say it's too much government overreach. KPVM's Haley Grabby has more.
Recently, in September, the UK government announced plans to introduce a digital ID system for its citizens.
Rosie writing, 900,000 people are opposing your plan. Are you on the wrong side of the argument?
No, I mean, we've been really clear that at the moment people are coming to this country and working illegally in the shadow workforce. That's not something that's okay. It means that workers get exploited, but also it is a pull factor for people coming here in the UK. And I know from conversations that I have with my constituents that people really want us to address the issue of legal migrants. And these digital IDs that mean that you have to have a digital ID in order to have the right to work is a really key part of lowering illegal migration.
The new identification would be used to verify citizenship, confirm work eligibility, and access to government services more efficiently. In its official response to a public petition in October, the government stated it plans to move ahead with the digital ID within the Parliament. However, the proposal has raised public concern. Critics worry that a similar system in the UK could lead to excessive surveillance or restrictions if misused. The government, meanwhile, insists the digital ID would focus solely on improving convenience and security, not monitoring citizens' personal lives.
Well, I think that is dealing with that, because one of the reasons that people come here is because they feel as though they can get a job and they can work illegally, and we are cracking down on that, and that is a pull factor for illegal migrants coming into this country. So by introducing these digital IDs, that is exactly what we're doing. We are dealing with that.
China's social credit system is compared. China's social credit system is a nationwide program designed to monitor and rate the behavior of its citizens, using data from financial records, online activity, and even social interactions. The system assigns each person a score reflecting their trustworthiness. A high score can lead to rewards such as easier access to loans, better job opportunities, children going to better schools, and faster travel approvals. However, a low score can bring serious consequences, including restrictions on flights, housing, and even internet access. Critics argue the system gives the government too much control, blurring the line between public safety and personal freedom. A social credit system has similar factors to a credit card, such as in China's social credit system, the data collected includes financial and credit transaction information, which would involve how an individual manages their credit and debts, including their credit card activity. A good history of timely payments and responsible credit card usage can contribute positively to a social credit score. Conversely, missed payments or other negative credit behaviors could negatively impact it. Even social media posts can affect people's lives in China and even now in the UK.
In response to a post questioning why, you wrote, "Because they're over here, given life of Riley, off the tax us hard-working people earn when it could be put to better use. Come over here with no work visa, no trade to their name, and sit down and doss, and then there's more people being put out homeless each year. They get top band priority on housing." You went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, rape our kids and get priority, end quote. Although you said that you had no intention of carrying out any act of violence, there can be no doubt that you were inciting others to do so. Otherwise, why post the comment? You expressed remorse, but by that time it was too late. For the offence of publishing written material in order to stir up racial hatred, there are sentencing guidelines which I must and will follow. The maximum sentence is 7 years imprisonment. In my judgment, this comes close to harm category 1. However, for the purposes of this sentence, I will treat you as falling into category 2, since there was no direct encouragement towards activity which threatens or endangers life. However, you fall towards the top of category 2. For a category 2A offence, the starting point is 2 years imprisonment with a range between 1 and 4 years custody.
And of course, we'll continue to follow this very important story closer to home. Elon Musk's boring company that has been building tunnels underneath Las Vegas has been issued fines for environmental regulations violations totaling $3 million, but a deal has been struck to pay much less. The man and his company that has championed environmental causes, Elon Musk, is now accused himself of more than 800 environmental regulations that are stemming from his boring company. His workers and machines have been busy building an underground tunnel system in Las Vegas. Nevada regulators say the drilling and infrastructure company was digging without approval, dumped untreated water onto city streets, failed to install silt fences, and track dirt from their construction sites onto the nearby roadways. Fines were totaling $3 million, but were combined to $242,000. The Nevada Division of Environment Protection said the reduction in fines still offers a reasonable penalty that will serve to deter future non-compliance conduct. Only a few miles of tunnels have been completed, but the hope is to dig out 68 miles and connect 104 stations throughout Las Vegas. And a politician is taking one too many trips, according to some taxpayers and media outlets. KPVM has the details.
Reports of Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford spent more than a third of 2024 traveling outside the state. According to travel records reviewed by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Ford was gone 137 days last year for what it describes as political events, personal travel, and other out-of-state trips. Critics say that raises concern about how often Ford was actually on the job. This follows reporting from the Nevada Independent, which found Ford accepted more than $45,000 in a sponsored travel in 2023 compared to $35,000 in 2024. Taken together, the report suggests Ford may have been out of Nevada for lengthy stretches during his nearly 7 years in office. There have also been questions about transparency in Ford's office. The Independent reported that it waited for more than 5 months for access to Ford's public calendar, a request other state officials fulfilled much faster. The Review-Journal reported similar delays in 2023, and back in 2020, columnist Victor Joix said one of his records took 10 months before it was answered. Ford is paid $160,000 a year by Nevada taxpayers. His critics say he hasn't been present or transparent, especially now that he's seeking higher office. So far, Ford has not publicly addressed the latest allegations.
A robbery suspect is on the loose in Las Vegas, and Metropolitan Police are asking for the public's help.
On September 26th, a man attempted to rob a commercial business in the 3200 block of South Las Vegas Boulevard. Police say the suspect is described as a black male between 16 and 25 years old, about 5 feet 10 inches tall with a thin build. He was last seen wearing a white hoodie and black pants. If you have any information, you're urged to contact Las Vegas Metropolitan Police at 702-828-3591 or email robbery@lvmpd.com.
Coming out, find out the history of your local electric company. It's really interesting. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo, and the electric cooperatives have a history of people coming together for the same cause. Celebrating Cooperative Month as it comes to a close, Valley Electric shares this rich history as a reminder that we are stronger together.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Imagine, if you will, what it must have been like after dark in the farms, ranches, and small towns of America 75 years ago. Before there was power. Before there was electricity. But that was all about to change, and change it did when farmers, ranchers, and rural families banded together to shine a light on the need to turn the lights on in rural America. Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops created a movement so profound that President Franklin Roosevelt said, "The forward march of electric cooperatives has an even more profound significance in terms of our fight to preserve democracy." Is there any finer representation of democracy at work than neighbors helping neighbors? When the electric co-ops were born, something much bigger happened. For when we turn the lights on, we help democratize the American dream for the people, families, farms, ranches, and businesses of rural America. The effect was so powerful that in 1940, a man sitting in a pew in a small rural church in Tennessee was moved to say, "Brothers and sisters, I want to tell you two things. The greatest thing in the world is to have God in your heart, and the next greatest thing on earth is to have electricity in your home." 75 years ago, a handful of farmers and ranchers, united by the common values of honesty, responsibility, equality, and solidarity, and armed only with a powerful purpose, took the lead, banded together, and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members, just like the farmers, ranchers, and rural families did 75 years ago, must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work. And as faith and trust in other institutions sink, the need to empower, inspire, and mobilize each other to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to power, protect, and grow our communities, not just with the electricity of our infrastructure, but with the electricity of our purpose, passion, ideas, and will, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. For our purpose is a mighty one, to power communities and empower members to improve the quality of their lives. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Think back now about the profound impact our founding members made 3/4 of a century ago, and grab hold of that same spirit, because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
All right, let's say hello to Mikey Ruhan. He's here to tell us now what's coming up on Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio and streaming on Channel 25.8 and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Howdy. Why did the chicken cross the road? To download the Ace Country Radio app. You can too. Download it today. It's free. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast, a bunch of birthdays to tell you about. The week starting October 7th, Uncle Dave Macon was born. We'll celebrate Haywire Mac. Also born this week, John Prine. Tanya Tucker. We'll also pay tribute to Dottie West. And also born this week was Paulette Carlson. We'll replay that interview from her birthday last year. Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio, streaming at Channel 25.8 and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
All right, Mikey, he's back in just a bit to tell us about sports because the Las Vegas big night, they are in action right now and they're going for a sweep. Watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo, and the Las Vegas Aces are going for the sweep, and they're in action right now. Sports reporter Mikey Ruhan has that and more.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV. And now on Roku devices, the Las Vegas Aces are in action right now. Game 4 of the WNBA Finals. They could be champions. Go Aces, go! And the Vegas Golden Knights rallied for a 4-3 win over the Sharks Thursday night, reminding San Jose fans that even fish out of water can get roasted in the desert. Although it was in San Jose, Riley Smith must have had dinner reservations because he tapped the puck into the open net in overtime like he was clocking out early. Banana Ball is back, and it's peeling into Las Vegas like a potassium-fueled freight train. The Viral Baseball League just announced its 2026 World Tour, set to kick off in late February. Las Vegas fans can catch the party animals taking on the newest team in town, the Loco Beach Coconuts. The action goes down April 30th, May 1st, and May 2nd at Las Vegas Ballpark. And just when you thought the Las Vegas Grand Prix couldn't get any more high-octane, Girl Scout cookies are now involved. The F1 event has teamed up with Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada to set up cookie booths inside the fan zone and the F1 paddock. That's right, you can now chase a $20 hot dog with a box of Thin Mints and feel like a champion. Front Valley Trojans are hitting the road. JV kicks off at 4 p.m., varsity at 7 p.m. They take on Moapa Valley High School this evening. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
That's the Lerner and Rowe weather cam looking out from the KPVM TV studios here in Pahrump. We did get a good soaking yesterday in the region, and some of us are experiencing that again. Las Vegas is getting rain. What do we have in store for the weekend? That's coming up in a bit.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Welcome back to News 25. It's Chris Palermo giving you your weather forecast from the desk. And the weather watchers are calling in heavy rain, reports of heavy rain down around the airport in Las Vegas. So please drive safely. And Fernley today was 76, low tonight 44. Fallon hit 80 degrees, 38 degrees tonight for their low. Carson City 73, 43 tonight. Tonopah 72, Goldfield, they're mining 73 today. Beatty is 82 today, 59 for a low. Hermosa 86, Las Vegas 81. Like I said, it's raining steadily down there. Death Valley 99 is 74 for a low. Well, your sun rose this morning at 6:47 a.m. That's when we saw it. It's 80 degrees now in Pahrump. Dew point is 60, 48% humidity, and the winds are 14 miles an hour, southeasterly direction. And we got a high temp of 82 today. Your sun is going to set, if you can peek through the clouds, and it might set at 6:14 p.m. 63% humidity, southeasterly winds, 11 miles an hour, 66 for that low. Your forecast is improving. Tomorrow, sunny, 82. Sunday, 76. And Monday, like the country song, sunny and 75. Tuesday, 70. Sunny. Wednesday, 63, 68. Thursday, you see a little cooling trend there. 71, we've got some lows in the 40s. Not too bad. All right, you're in for a real treat tomorrow, Saturday. Green Light Produce, the Pahrump patch. Well, you can go and carve it up and you can get some pumpkins. That is happening right here in Pahrump on the south side of town. Now, 4 to 7, our very own Mikey Ruhan will be performing. Go down, say hello, and ask for his autograph. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. I'm Chris Palermo. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.